How you guys doing? I am Armando, and welcome to the Locker Room Talk. I am from the 414 Morning Podcast, and we're just gonna go over some basketball topics, right? But before we get started, I gotta put the phone down a little bit. Before we get started, right? What is your favorite basketball to play with? So, right here I got the Rock, right? The Rock. Great feel to it, little on the heavier side, the nice grip. So for you ball players, is the Rock, is this your go-to basketball? Let me know in the comments what you think about the Rock, right? Good basketball. So we also got our Spartan, right? We got an Excel 500, right? So what do you think about this? This is something that, most of the high schools are playing with right now. So what do you think about this ball? A good ball for you? No? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think about this Spartan New Edition Excel 500 TF. Let me know if this one of your go-to basketballs or not, right? Alright. So we also have another ball by Spartan, right? And this is the TF1000 Legacy, right? Great feel for it. I can't say that I played with this version that much. But let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Is this one of your go-to basketballs? Do you rock with it? Do you not rock with it? Let me know what you think in the comments, right? And then we have, I want to say, everybody's favorite to this point. This is what most people are playing with, the new Wilson ball, the Evolution, right? Great feel for it, nice and comfortable, soft. I prefer this one, I like it, but if you're a hooper, hey, as long as it can go into the basket, that's all that matters. Shoot or shoot, baby. I got you, coach. Right? So you really don't care which one that you shoot with, right? A ball is a ball to me, right? Right? So let me know what you like to do. And I know some of you old school was like, back in the day we used to play, with the leather straps and they had the shoestrings inside the ball. Oh, go flat yourself up, right? So we're just talking about, right, modern day basketballs, right? Let me know in the comments, which ball do you prefer, which ball do you rock with the best?
I got scars on heel that money can't fix it. My brother turned a snake just for that quickly. Gay love, they gay hate cause they mind will sick. I was 30 in the clock cause the pot got thick. Change ain't change, only change switch clips. Gotta ride with that drum, keep that clip by my hip. See the pain in my verse every time you hear me spit. They told me keep my circle tight.
So NBA talk. We have to start with your boy Jonathan Kuminga. Right? Jonathan Kuminga, I need you to just step up in front of the locker room. Right? So, if my math is mathing, you turned down 3 years and $75 million. Just to take 2 years and 40-something million. You didn't want the team option, you wanted a player option. But you still end up signing for the team option. So all of this negotiating, and you still didn't get what you want. I mean, to be honest, let me not say that, right? You bet it on yourself, it didn't work out. Didn't work out. But I think the fact that you were able to sign that contract and the Warriors was able to get him under contract before the start of minicamp was a big deal. Right, it was a big deal, right? So now it's kind of one of those prove it deals, right? We'll pick up the second option, or we won't trade you when the trade deadline comes, which is in January for him. If you can show us you could be a part of this team and we can maximize what you do on the court. And I think this is all boils down to Kuminga. can you play off the ball? Because usually you're just ball dominant, right? The ball has to stick in your hands, right? You need the ball in your hands. But if I'm Kaminga, I'm trying to figure out how I can play off the ball. You know how dangerous you'll be if you can play on the ball and off the ball? And plus you're playing with a player that has gravity around him. You just stay in a dunker position, you would get easily 10 and 12 points alone just doing that. So it's one of those things, Steve Kerr, he has to figure out, how can I utilize Jonathan Kaminga? Jonathan Kaminga has to realize, how can I perfect my scoring opportunities in this offense? But Kaminga was looking for all the extra money, didn't get it. Now you just signed for 2 years. You didn't get your player option, you didn't get your no trade cost. So basically it's the team option. The team can trade you in January if they find some suitors. I like the moves that the Warriors made, bringing in Steph Curry, another shooter. You add more space. Look, this is the interesting take, right? So the championship years, you had Iguodala. Iguodala can be Kaminga if he plays his role. You had a mid-range assassin and Kevin Durant, or someone that shot the mid-range and Harrison Barnes. Now you have Jimmy Butler. Stick with me, people. Stick with me. Right? You had Nick Young, and then in other versions you had Sean Livingston, and you had some other shooters. So now you have Steph Curry, you have Milton, right? You have Maurice Bates. Stick with me, people. Stick with me, people. You have Maurice Bates, and you have some other space bigs that can shoot the mid-range or pop and shoot threes, and that can defend at a high level. So now you insert Al Horford and Quentin Post. So you almost have a replica of those championship years. You have strength in numbers, right? The bench is strong, and you have a strong starting five. So the question is this the Golden State Warriors or the Olden State Warriors? I know y'all like what I did there. I took the G off. Most of my people from the hood ain't gonna be happy, because they, but I gotta take the G off. If you get it, you get it, right? But Kaminga, I'm happy for you. You got a deal. Warriors, I'm happy you got a deal. Now we can move on. It should be an interesting, very interesting NBA season. And I like to give a shout out to Indiana Fever. And no, it's not because of Caitlin Clark, but the fact that they took the Aces to, they don't play Game 7, to Game 5, right? And it took them into overtime for the Aces to beat the Fever. Some can say if Kelsey Mitchell didn't get injured, hey, we're looking at a Fever versus Mercury WNBA Finals. But it still goes back to that question. How do we look at Caitlin Clark now, knowing that the Fever without her made it all the way to the conference finals and lost in overtime? How valuable is she really to the team? But that's a different question for a different day, right? I'm gonna let y'all sit on that. I'm gonna let that marinate and that marinara. I'm gonna let that marinate for a little bit, right? Just take a think about it, right? Just want y'all to think about that for just a quick second, right? And I was just looking at some other interesting things online. And before I go farther, and I know I'm late, but the GOAT of hip hop, happy belated birthday to Lil Weezy. Yeah, Young Money, Birdman Jr. Mr. Weezy, I had to say, happy birthday, right? Now we're looking at the NBA. great season to me. A lot of moves. Terrible for Van Fleet that he got injured. See what the Rockets going to do if they're going to pick up another guard. But go back to the NBA. So Giannis, I know a lot of y'all don't know who Giannis is. He sound like a thought, don't he? Sound like a eloquent thought. Giannis, right? So Giannis is Giannis's brother. Many of y'all probably didn't even know that, right? I'm glad that the Warriors picked up Steph Curry, which is Steph Curry's brother, right? But this isn't one of those legacy moves. This isn't one of those moves where it's just like, Steph, we're going to pick up your brother because we want to keep you happy. Steph Curry can actually ball. Last year, he shot 46% from the three-point line. He can actually ball. Them picking up Giannis for Giannis, that was just because that's your brother. Giannis, you know what? I don't even want to go there, right? But it's not like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can actually ball. Giannis is just there, right? So Giannis had comments, right? Giannis came out, I don't want to misquote him. He said Westbrook is better. He's the better player yet. They chose Steph Curry. That's nepotism right there. And I'm looking like, nigga, you only on the team because of your brother. If we talking about Westbrook is a better player, you know, Westbrook is better than you. Why didn't the Bucks pick up Westbrook? Why did they pick you up? Bro, that was only because Giannis wasn't happy. Let's be honest, that's the only reason why you on the team. Nigga, don't nobody even know you. The fact that you can say Westbrook is the better player and you don't know why they choose Steph Curry. Steph Curry is a better fit for the Warriors offense than Westbrook. Where we're talking about pace and space. Westbrook doesn't space the floor. Steph Curry does. Right? The Bucks actually can use Westbrook, a point guard, because you don't have a point guard, not a true point. Right? You have all scoring guards over there. And plus, if we're thinking about the toughness, Westbrook, that's what you need over there. You need a leader, because who's the leader over there with the Bucks? My point exactly. You can't even think about it. That team is running itself. You can't say Doc Rivers is the team. Can't nobody even hear Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers sounded like he was forced ever since he was 6 years old. Can't nobody hear him. He just sitting there, Giannis. Hey, somebody get Giannis. Tap Giannis, run the offense. Hey, Giannis, pass the ball. We have timeout. I need timeout. Everybody get in close so y'all can hear me. I am talking. Speaker. And then you got Giannis sitting there in the huddle like, I don't hear you. I can't understand what you're saying. I don't hear you. I don't hear you. Speak louder. And Doc Rivers sitting there like, I am speaking louder. You gotta just pay attention. That's not no leader. Somebody that sound like they getting choked every time they talk. Doc Rivers sound like he's drowning. Don't he? When you talk, he sound like he's drowning. Now when your phone get a little muffled, when you're going through a tunnel, that's how Doc Rivers talk. Right? But, sorry, I got off to the side. But, to me, that's just an interesting topic right there. Like, Dynasty, you out of all people are making comments like this about who should be on the team and who's picking who? Bruh, like, where's Shaq at when I need him? This is definitely a Shaq and a fool moment. Bruh, you shouldn't even be in the NBA. You just taking up a roster spot. Bruh, like, come on now. We have to do better with this. Moving on from that, we had an interesting post that went up. And somebody posted LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, and Steph Curry as the new NBA Mount Rushmore. And then Kevin Durant, you know, he can't stay off of X, can't stay off of social media. Him and his 37 burner accounts, right? So he said, take Steph out, put in me to make the perfect Mount Rushmore. So do you really think it should be Kevin Durant, Kobe, MJ, and LeBron? Although Kevin Durant is a great player, right? 7 feet tall, mid-range assassin, right? There's the reason why they call him the Slim Reaper. He's a killer on the court, right? But this is why I put Steph over him. Steph put you out of the playoffs and you joined Steph to win a championship team. And some can argue that Steph needed Kevin Durant, but why can't we argue that both players needed each other? But to solidify the argument, we can say Steph won before Kevin Durant and Steph won after Kevin Durant. Let's look at Kevin Durant's career since he left Steph Curry. Lost when he was with Brooklyn, and then he tried to join another, as they call a super team, with the Phoenix Suns, and didn't accomplish anything. And now he's on his third team since he left the Warriors with the Houston Rockets. So can I really put you over Steph Curry? Like, what do you really influence, right? Because you hear everybody want to shoot like Steph, change the game forever, right? And I'm not saying that Kevin Durant isn't a killer, he isn't a sniper, he isn't a bad man. I'm not saying that, because we all know his resume speaks for itself. But I don't know if I can put you over Steph Curry. There's nobody at that size that you can name in NBA history that maximizes his potential like Stephen Curry. There's no player in the league besides Shaq, right? Because he was so dominant. But he was like 7'2", 657 pounds, right? Just straight muscle, right? But we're talking about Steph Curry, all 6'1", 6'2", probably 190 pounds, right? Put the fear in everybody. There's a reason why they named him the best NBA athlete and wasn't even close, because he put the fear in everybody's hearts. The moment he wake up and get out of bed, the other team is scared, because that's how far he can shoot it. He can shoot it from his house. I'm just saying. What do y'all think? Do y'all take Steph out and put in KD? Or do you keep Steph in? But if you keep Steph in, why? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? But I just can't take KD off, right? As much as I am not a fan of LeBron, the accolades speak for itself. You gotta keep him on there. Jordan is Jordan, Kobe is Kobe. And I know some people might make the argument you would switch KD with Kobe. And I say kiss my podcast, because there's no way I'm taking Kobe Bryant out of it. I'm not. Steph leads his team. Kevin Durant plays his role. You see the difference right there? You see what I just did? Right? If that ain't helping you make your mind up, I don't know what it is. Maybe you need to go get some bean pie. So switching gears, right? The NFL. I just got a question for y'all. First of all, we talking about wide receivers. And I'll leave you with this question. Which decade of wide receivers do you think is the best? Which decade of wide receivers do you think is the best? We got the 1990s. We're going Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, Tim Brown, and Chris Carter. Alright, so we got the 2000s. We got Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Marvin Harrison Sr., and we got Torrey Holt. We're going 2010s. We got Kevin Johnson, Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald, and Antonio Brown. And I know some of y'all probably think I'm leaving some names off, but we only doing 4, right? And we're going 2020s. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, and Tyreek Hill. So which decade of wide receivers was the best? I'm not even picking. I'm not gonna lie. Because you really can't go wrong with any era. You can't go wrong. But I know you probably think I'm ducking smoke, and I ain't never the one to be ducking smoke. So I'm going to 2000s. I'm going Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Marvin Harrison, and Torrey Holt. That's what I'm going with. So I got some news. And I know a lot of people, it's probably hard for them to go, work out, go running, and still listen to YouTube and listen to the podcast. So by next week, we will be on Spotify, right? We will be on a lot of different social media networks that offer audio podcasts. So I will drop the link in the next podcast, or you'll be there pretty soon. So look forward to that. So now you can go on your run, right? You can go on your walks, right? You can drive in the car. You could do your workouts, right? You could be at work. At 414 will be all up in your ear. Pause. You know what I'm saying? 414 Morning Podcast. I am Armando. Thanks for tuning in to the Locker Room Talk.
I got scars unhealed, that money can't fix it. My brother turned to snake just for that quickly. Gay love, they gay hate, cause they mind will sick. I was 30 in the clock, cause the pot got thick. Saying change ain't change, only change switch clips. Gotta ride with that drum, keep that clip by my hip. See the pain in my verse every time you hear me spit. They told me keep my circle tight, but that bitch